Hey guys, it's Ty from the Gaming Home. Now I know I've been out of commission for a little while, but there is a legit explanation for that. You see, I am in the process of moving. I'm moving from my province of Ontario, and I'm moving in with my awesome girlfriend Incompetech. And it's really exciting, but as you can imagine, there's been a lot of working pieces in motion. I got a lot of loose ends to tie up, so I haven't had too much for the channel lately. I truly do and sincerely apologize to you guys, and I hope, you know what, at the end of the day you can forgive me. And let me make it up to you by putting up today's episode, Dawn of War 2. Oh ho ho. You like RTS? You like sci-fi? You like Warhammer? Do you like swords made out of chainsaws? What a coincidence! So do I. So, how about we just get right into this? Check it out. Well, with Warhammer, there's always quite a bit of violence, but it really just makes the universe that much more epic and awesome. And yeah, I mean, let's face it, if you have a sword that's made out of a giant chainsaw, things get messy. What we have right here are the Blood Ravens chapter, defending one of the many planets under their aegis of protection from the alien Eldar, a psychic race driven by unknown motives to repel humans from the world of the jungle planet of Typhon. Why? We don't know. You get to figure it out during the game, so I'm not going to spoil nothing, but trust me, it all really does make sense. And quite frankly, if they had just sent a postcard saying, hey, we're going to do this, be cool, it probably would have worked out. But the Eldar are not what you would call a trusting race. But to make things even worse for the poor Blood Ravens, apart from dealing with the Eldar, they are also forced to deal with the Greenskin Menace. The Orcs are also consisting their world, and their chapter, which is a fleet-bound chapter, which means they only live in ships, they don't have their own homeworld, they need these planets to survive or else their chapter will cease to exist. Plus, it's also their sworn duty to protect, you know, the Emperor's domain. Now, like most RTSs, this is like squad tactics-based combat. You get a lot of RPG elements because you get to basically upgrade your guys with experience, increase their technical capabilities, their combat, their ranged melee, increase life or energy, you name it. The amount of loot you get in this game, the amount of war gear, customized abilities you get to this game to your squad members is just ridiculous how much you get. It is just so satisfying that the Warhammer lore is really honored in this game because you get the chance to upgrade your squad in a way that has never been done in a Warhammer game up to this point. Yes, you have to really go hats off to THQ. Even though they are no longer in existence in the video gaming world today, they sure as hell made a golden game. And you know what? I still find myself playing it today, and that's a good thing. The action is fast-paced. Now, unlike the previous Dawn of War, because like I said, this is Dawn of War 2, you don't get the entire chapter of your Space Marines to come with you. No, you get a couple of squads, essentially taking on the kill team aspect of the Warhammer lore, and it is accurately represented in the combat. Because believe it or not, I know a lot of people say, oh, just a couple of guys can take on a whole army. Well, yes, that's the point of Space Marines. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be able to take on ridiculous odds with just a handful of men. They're super soldiers. They're genetically altered post-humans. They're the God Emperor of Men's Angels of Death. They earn their title on the field of battle through righteous combat. And let's try not to forget, they're a bit of a, you know, a religiously guided faction of warriors, like it's sort of like medieval knights in space, like I've said in the past. But it's addictive how awesome this game is because you get to, like I said, upgrade, you get to make choices, and oh yeah, forgot to mention, not just orcs. I didn't want to spoil this, but I guess the cat's out of the bag now. The orcs, the Eldar, and the Tyranids are all in this game. No Chaos, unfortunately, but don't worry, don't worry. The Chaos make an appearance in the sequel or expansion game, Chaos Rising. Gee, who would have thunk it with a title like that? Oh, yes. What you're looking at right now is my personal squad preference. You know, you got your Termies, you got one tactical squad, that way you got the more or less the supporting role characters. And my main character, the commander, the force commander, who's also wearing artifice armor because I want him to have speed. He's got his two-handed thunder hammer. Oh yeah, just nothing but raw, adrenaline pumping, epic, awesome combat that never ever gets old. It just makes you want more and more and more. This game delivers a very satisfying, like, I think it was like 24-hour playthrough, and that's only if you want to play it once. You want to play it a couple times, by all means, do it again. More! Give me more! Each level is different. Each scenery is different. You get to even travel between different planets within the solar system that you are protecting. And to make it even that much more of a satisfying playthrough, there are like time limit missions, so you have to delegate your efforts accordingly, because you might miss opportunities to score as essential loot, or perhaps you know, gain strategic assets that will assist you in the fight against these insectoid aliens that are essentially the biggest ripoff since Starship Troopers. Or is it the other way around? I forget which came first. Ah, who cares? Right? Go video game logic! Woo! Oh man, oh man. Like for me, like I say, it's just so satisfying that the lore of Warhammer, because I read the novels, is so properly and accurately represented. I mean, you can just tell the creators of this game, the lately and dearly departed THQ, they really knew what they were doing here. They were clearly fans of the literature. That's why you could tell they didn't just do this to make a quick buck. No, they put the time, effort, and dare I say, the heart into this game. Yeah, that hurt. A little too much. Sorry. I apologize. Oh, man. One level would probably take at least an hour for you to play, and that's only if you want to speed through it. If you want to like do some exploring through your maps, go ahead, but it'll take that much longer. So if you're thinking, oh yeah, I can whip through this in just a couple hours, like the whole game, no, you won't. I'm sorry. This is not for a gamer who cannot learn to commit to a game, alright? This is not maybe necessarily as long as some RPG games out there like Fallout or Skyrim, but you know what, it's still, for what you get, especially you can get it now on Steam for $10, you're definitely getting your way more than your money's worth. I'm not even kidding you. The story in this game is actually pretty good, and the Tyranids don't make their appearance right away. It's not actually really obvious what the true threat to this game is until like close to the halfway point. The progression and pacing of the games really comes together well as each new level, you know, unlocks new parts of the mystery. New enemies show up, their motives become known, and you just, you know, the story evolves as you play it. Like I said, good pacing. It's really not over high convoluted or too difficult to understand. It's just really just, it comes together nicely in a neat package. That's right, hold the line! Weapons on. Let them have it. Oh yeah. Own those sons of bitches. Own them! Oh, yeah. Take no prisoners. Space Marines are not in the habit of doing that. Oh god, you Tyranids are so ugly! And once you get past Chaos Rising and onto the standalone expansion that does not need the original game to play through, you can actually get your hands on Retribution, the conclusive expansion story to this whole arc. Oh yeah. Whack! Go Angelos. Gabriel Angelos, captain of the Third Company. This game doesn't really offer anything entirely new, except that you can now play as the Imperial Guard, and you can also change squad loadouts and, you know, snoop around the galaxy at large to decide which campaigns you want to undergo first. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just, you know, the same game. It's, as a whole, not bad, but it really didn't capture the original charm of the first Dawn of War. But like I said, it's just an expansion, and unlike the first two, you can only probably wrap this one up in 8 hours. Yeah, it's been a couple of years now since this game came out, and its subsequent expansions, and I still play them every so often. it's just a real guilty pleasure type of game, especially if you love science fiction or Warhammer, or in my case, both. It's a game that's really tailor-made for the fans of this genre, or those who just like good RTSs. So yeah, you like this sort of thing, it's meant for you. You can go out and get yourself a quick and easy and cheap copy off Steam right frickin' now. So yeah, you heard the testimony, now it's time for the verdict. Yes, Dawn of War 2, the first template game, its first expansion, Chaos Rising, were both perfect. And Retribution fell a little bit short, and I'm going to be judging all three of them as a collective whole because they all represent the same story arc. So you know what? I give it 8.5 out of 10. Yep, they lost 1.5 points because Retribution fell a little short on short gameplay, and there was a lot of inconsistencies in the story between Chaos Rising and Retribution, because even depending, it doesn't matter what ending you get in Chaos Rising, there's no canon ending that will really carry over into Retribution. It's like they decided to throw all the possibilities out from the previous game and just go with something completely new altogether. That's a negative in my opinion. Alright, but you know what, still, Retribution's a good game, but it has a few shortcomings. So yeah, that's about it. So thanks a lot for tuning in to another exciting episode of the Gaming Hell. I do again apologize for the delay in this one, but I do promise you a couple of more are on the way because there's a lot of interesting stuff we have in the works, so stay tuned. A lot of good stuff coming. I give you my whole and wholehearted guarantee you will enjoy it. So yeah, with all that said and done, hey, we'll see you next time. Take her easy.